Your billionaire soulmate is testing your loyalty. Pass the love challenge. Have you felt a stirring in your spirit lately, as if God is trying to whisper something about your love life, something unusual, something divine? Beloved, this is not your imagination. This is your confirmation. For the Spirit of the Lord is saying, I am preparing you for a love that will exceed your expectations, and I am testing your loyalty before the fullness of this blessing arrives. Could it be that the reason you've endured seasons of waiting, the reason you've experienced delay and heartbreak, is because heaven was protecting you and shaping you for someone extraordinary? Take a deep breath and let this word settle in your soul. This may be the sign you've been waiting for. Welcome, beloved child of God. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are returning for another prophetic message, know that this space is holy ground. Here we share what heaven is revealing. For those who are seeking clarity, comfort, and direction, I bless you for being here today, because nothing happens by accident in the Spirit. If you are listening to this, it is not random, it is divine appointment. I invite you, in a soft and gentle way, to subscribe to Angel Code Message and to turn on your notifications so you never miss what God is speaking into your destiny. Before we go further, I want you to engage in faith. Type in the comments, I believe. By doing so, you are sealing this message with your agreement, and heaven honors agreement. This simple act of faith may be the very key that unlocks the miracle you have been waiting for. Now lean in closely, because the Spirit of God has shown me a revelation about your future spouse. There is someone, wealthy, younger, yet deeply grounded in a pure heart, that has been chosen by God to walk alongside you. This is not the kind of wealth the world flaunts in arrogance, but the kind of wealth that has purpose. Proverbs 10:22 says, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it." This person carries a blessing that is meant not only to change your personal story, but to transform generations after you. Take a moment and ask yourself, could it be that your season of delay was not punishment but preparation? Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Your time had not yet arrived, because God was busy aligning details you could not see. Heaven was weaving a love story that would glorify Him, not just satisfy your human desire. There are signs you will begin to notice as this person comes closer. At first, it may feel like a testing ground. You may encounter subtle challenges that seem to ask you, do you trust God's promise? Or will you let fear and doubt lead you astray? This is the love challenge. Just as Abraham was asked to prove his loyalty before God released the fullness of His covenant, so you too may feel stretched in your faith. But remember James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him. One of the greatest obstacles you will face is the temptation to doubt because of appearances. Maybe this person is younger than you, and society whispers, this can't be real. Maybe they come from wealth and status, and you feel unworthy. Or perhaps they carry a story so different from yours that fear rises up to say, this doesn't make sense. But God says in Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways." Beloved, your past wounds, the rejection, the betrayal, the financial struggles, were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to shape you into someone who can handle the blessing that is coming. Genesis 50:20 says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Every no you endured was protecting you from counterfeit relationships. Every closed door was preserving you for a divine connection. Take a moment right now and reflect. Could this be what you've been sensing lately? That strange pull in your heart, that whisper of hope that refuses to die. Perhaps it is heaven telling you, prepare, because the one I've chosen is on their way. This relationship will bring restoration in more than one area. Spiritually, you will grow stronger together. Materially, doors of abundance will open. Psalm 37:4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." When two people aligned in faith come together, their union becomes a magnet for blessings. What you could not achieve alone will flow naturally when you are united. The delay was never rejection. It was divine timing. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" God needed both of you to be healed, to be refined, to be ready. Your future spouse has also been walking their own journey of preparation. They too have cried tears of loneliness. They too have battled inner fears. They too have waited for the moment when God would say, "Now is the time." This union will not only bless you, it will serve a higher purpose. Together, you will impact others, showing the world what kingdom marriage looks like. Genesis 2:18 says, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." This verse was not only about companionship, but about divine assignment. The two of you will walk in purpose, multiplying blessings beyond yourselves. But remember, every divine promise attracts opposition. Do not be surprised if distractions, temptations, or even spiritual attacks rise up when this relationship begins to unfold. Yet you are not unprotected. Psalm 91:11 assures us, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." You are covered. You are shielded. You are preserved for this destiny. Beloved, one of the keys to unlocking this blessing is gratitude before manifestation. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Start thanking God today for your future spouse, even before you meet them. Start praising Him for the generational impact your union will have. Because when gratitude rises, manifestation accelerates. Think of Abraham again. His obedience secured promises for generations. Likewise, your faith in this season will impact not just your life, but the lives of your children and even your children's children. This love is not just about you, it is about legacy. Let this confirmation settle in your spirit. Could it be that the test you are facing right now is heaven's way of proving your loyalty, so that when your billionaire soulmate arrives, you will not sabotage the blessing with fear, doubt, or insecurity? Hold on to faith. The breakthrough is closer than you think. The Spirit of the Lord is saying, do not despise the test, for it is proof that the blessing is real. The very reason you are being tested is because what is coming carries weight, carries power, and carries influence. The enemy does not fight what has no value. He only fights what has destiny written upon it. If you have been feeling strange delays, unusual misunderstandings, or even sudden discouragement in your spirit, it is not coincidence. It is the sign that your promise is near. Take a moment right now and breathe this truth in. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Psalm 139:16 says, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Even before you were born, God wrote this love story into the pages of your destiny. That is why no counterfeit, no heartbreak, and no rejection could erase it. Your billionaire soulmate, the one prepared by heaven, is younger, yes, but do not let the world's definitions of age blind you to God's higher plan. Remember Sarah in Genesis, who bore a child at an age when the world thought it impossible. Remember David, who was overlooked because he was too young, yet anointed king. God's choice often confounds human logic. 1 Corinthians 1:27 reminds us, "But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong." The Lord says this person has been equipped with resources, influence, and wealth, not to flaunt, but to build. You will recognize them not only by their abundance, but by their humility. They will carry generosity like a garment, and their love for you will not be shallow, but deeply rooted in covenant. Watch closely, because one of the first signs of their arrival will be their willingness to invest not just money, but time, effort, and intentionality in building something real with you. Beloved, you must prepare your heart. Do not carry old wounds into this new season. Release the bitterness of past betrayals, let go of the shame of failed relationships, and embrace the healing only God can give. Isaiah 61:3 says, "He gives us a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair." This is your exchange. This is your transformation. And yet, here is the deeper revelation. Your marriage is not simply about romance, it is a prophetic partnership. Together, you will feed the hungry, clothe the poor, inspire the broken, and restore faith to those who have lost it. The wealth your spouse carries is not merely material, it is kingdom wealth designed to establish God's purposes on earth. So, when the testing comes, pass the love challenge. Do not give in to fear, jealousy, or comparison. Instead, let loyalty rise from your spirit. Stand firm in the belief that what God has promised, He is faithful to deliver. Romans 8:28 declares, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Take another moment and let this confirmation settle within you. Could it be that even now the Spirit is whispering to your heart, urging you to trust, to wait, to believe? Could this be the divine timing that your soul has been sensing? Beloved, the test will not last forever. The breakthrough is at hand. Your soulmate is closer than you think. Very soon, the whispers will become reality, the vision will become flesh, and the promise will stand before your eyes. And when it does, remember this moment. Remember that God prepared you for it. Now, if this message has touched your spirit, I invite you to respond in faith. Write in the comments, "Blessed and ready." Declare it boldly so heaven and earth can witness your agreement. If you receive this word as your confirmation, like this video as a testimony of your faith. And for more divine insight and prophetic confirmations, subscribe to Angel Code Message channel. Stay connected, because heaven is still speaking, and your next breakthrough may be revealed in the very next message. Beloved, as you leave this moment of reflection, go with assurance. You are chosen. You are protected. You are destined for a love that will glorify God and change lives. Hold your head high, for your billionaire soulmate is not a dream, it is a promise. And the time of fulfillment is near.